Tyler Davis here with Brittany Smith and Kate Fell, and we are Team Awesome.
Hi, I'm Brittany Smith, and I recently discovered the book Teach Like Your Hair's on Fire by Rafe Esquiff. And in chapter 1, I discovered that there are 4 ways of keeping a classroom with academic excellence. In Rafe's classroom, he always replaces fear with trust. On the first day, he tells the classroom that he can trust them. Another way that he maintains the classroom is making sure that he's dependable at all times. As a teacher, we are supposed to be there. When we say we're going to do something, we need to do it at the time that we said it will be done. Rafe also makes sure his discipline is logical. If we want our children to trust us, we also must give fair punishment. He says you cannot punish a whole class for something one person has done. Last, Rafe says that we must stay a role model. The children are watching us at all times. You are to show that you're a teacher of hard work.
Hi, this is Kate Fale, and I'm summarizing up Chapter 2. Chapter 2 talks about having a classroom based on trust and devoid of fear. It also discusses achieving a classroom where the children behave for all the right reasons, not just because they are told to do so. Rafe got his idea of his 6 levels by reading To Kill a Mockingbird and compared that to Lawrence Kohlberg's 6 levels of moral development. The 6 levels start out with level 1, called I Don't Want to Get in Trouble. This is where behavior is based on the fact that the student wants to avoid trouble. It is based on fear. But we want our children to behave well because they believe it is right, not to avoid punishment. Level 2 is I Want a Reward. This is the rewarding of good behavior. Proper behavior should be expected, not rewarded. Level 3, I Want to Please Somebody. When kids want to please you, it gives your ego a jolt, so you allow it to happen. But once again, the child should behave correctly because it is the right thing to do. Children are desperate to please their parents and teachers. Level 4, Follow the Rules. This is a theory that kids who are involved in generating classroom rules will be more invested in following them. However, the children should know the rules but see past the rules on the chart because there will be times the chart is not there and times that the chart is wrong. Level 5, I Am Considerate of Other People. This deals with helping kids achieve a level of empathy for other people. He quotes Atticus Finch, you never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb inside his skin and walk around in it. Level 6, the final level, is I have a personal code of behavior and I follow it, the Atticus Finch level. It is the most difficult to attain and teach. The personal code of behavior resides within the soul of the individual and includes a healthy dose of humility. The ultimate level of performing and behaving well is wanting nothing in return.
This is Tyler Davis with Chapter 3, and at the beginning, Rafe compares staff meetings to torture. He says that 78% of the Latino population in his school cannot read. And there's 2 reasons behind that. He says that either they have the stupidest kids on the planet or we're failing the children. He says that all children are capable of learning. He goes on to say that young teachers are scared of being crushed by bureaucrats. What they really want to do is help the children by giving them good quality reading, but they have to always read the stuff that's assigned to them. There are many forces against teachers in today's society, and some of them include television, video games, poor teaching, poverty, breakup of the family, and lack of adult guidance. Now we are no longer supposed to introduce our student to powerful, challenging works of literature. We are punished for the incompetence of other teachers. What Rafe means by this is we have to give them basic stuff because some of the incompetent teachers who don't want to help the students are just too lazy. The bad thing is the district picks the books based on fluency, comprehension, and dual goals. Nothing of what the students are interested in. He talks about in Chapter 3, and as well as the whole book, of Room 56, which is his room. And him and the students came up with their own test. And here are the 3 questions. Have you ever secretly read your book under your desk in school? 2. Have you ever been scolded for reading at the dinner table? 3. Have you ever read secretly under the covers after going to bed, after being told to go to bed? And they say, if yes to all 3, you are destined to become a lifetime learner. We have to guide students to make better decisions. And what Rafe means by this, he uses an example in the book about going to the Smithsonian and watching a student pick out his lunch. And all the student would pick out was desserts and things like that. So Rafe goes over there and makes him have a better decision and get a nourishing lunch. And he says we should do that as well as in food as in school. He goes on to talk about how books on CD can be beneficial to the student. It's a change up which helps the student learn and refocus, but Rafe says that you have to know when to stop the CD to explain it, or they just get completely lost. The next thing he talks about is going to the library to get good quality reading. He mentions in the book that some teachers just let their students go down there while they do nothing, and that all the students would just get whatever they want to read or get on the internet. But what Ray says we need to do is make sure they're getting good quality reading, that way they can become lifetime learners. The last thing Ray talks about is the students who cannot read. The first thing he would do is to explain everything constantly. By explaining everything constantly, that helps the student realize that they're not dumb and they do need to learn. The second thing is to have students read books with particular reading levels. And what it means by this is to have them read at their own reading level, and that will help them progress better.